And hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So as I said in a previous video, today I'll be showing you how to actually use Actual as your budget manager. Now again, whatever I'm going to teach you here is pretty much directly transferable to any other budgeting you would like to use. So if you don't want to use Actual and you want to use one of the other options, that is an option. But I'll be using Actual because it's free, it's open source, and it's really easy to use. Now, if you want to host it, you can just click here and I will take you to the documentation where it will show you how to set it up so you can use Pika pods to host it. It's, as they say, like a 2-minute process, very easy. I did it. I'm even using my own domain where I can just go in on any device and I could simply use it. However, using it online is completely optional. If you don't want to self-host it and just want to use it as regular, that's what we'll be doing. You can also try the demo if you want. But for right now, I'm just going to skip that. Now you want to go to the Downloads button and choose the one for you. You're most likely on Windows, maybe Mac. I highly doubt you're on Linux, but if you are, you can just choose whichever one. I'm going to choose the app image because I really like it. Alright, then once it is done downloading, then you should see your executable. If you're on Windows, you can just double click it and follow the steps to properly install it. If you're on Mac, you do your Mac thing. If you're on Linux, you just go right click, Properties, Permissions, and then just allow executing file as program. If that is done, you just double click it and it will start right up. Then once it starts up, you should see something like this. You will probably not have any of these, so I'll just create a new file. And in here, now this is called My Finances 2. If you have other types of finances, you can probably switch the file. I'm just going to rename this to YouTube tutorial. Alright, so it might at first look confusing. Let me full screen this. Where you have your budget, you have your reports. That's your monthly reports to say how much expenses and stuff you have. You have your schedules, which we'll get to later, and a bunch of other things here. And then you have your accounts. Now currently we don't have any accounts, so we need to set up an account. Now you're going to create a local account. You can also make it sync with your bank. This is not available in South Africa, so I'm going to skip that. Then here you just give that a name. This could be main account. Now whether it is on budget or off budget depends on how you want to manage it. For example, if you have an investment account, that would be off budget because that's your investment. So you don't really want that to be in a budget account where it's included in your budget. Or if you have a savings account, that's also off budget. So you can move all of your account details to that savings account, and we'll do that as well. So here with the main account, let's make the starting balance 0. That's fine. Then you add another account. You just click down there, add account, create another one. Then here we can go savings account. So if this is like where you're maybe putting all of your savings in right now, just take off budget and let's give it a starting balance of 5,000 Rand. There we go. So now we have a savings account. You'll notice all accounts is at 5,000 Rand and we have our main account. All right. Now this is our budget. I usually like to put it up to 3 months. You'll notice here are buttons here. Usually with my previous month here, so that would be like this. July, my current month, which is August, and in September, which is my future month. Of course, if this is too much, just go 1 and that's all you need. For the tutorial's sake, I'll just keep it at 2, which is this month and then the next month. Then these are the categories that you will be putting your things in. Of course, you can add more. For example, here you could go subscriptions. So there's now a new group. Each group will have their own little categories, and this is just to organize things. Then you could add a new category to it, and this could be something like your Netflix subscription. And let's add another one. Let's go gym membership. Now this budgeted here is the amount you plan on spending. For example, on food, I plan to spend, let's say, 3,000 Rand. And let's add here rent. So on rent, you expect to pay, let's say, 5,000 Rand. And let's add another category and call that electricity. So let's say you pay for electricity as well, and let's put that at 1,000. And the rest here, I'm just going to delete them just to keep things simple. Alright, so now we have all of this and we've budgeted that. Let's say the gym membership is, what was the gym membership last time I went? It was like 800 Rand a month, I remember it was excruciatingly expensive. And in Netflix, I think it's like 50 Rand for a mobile or something. So let's budget that at 50. All right. Now, first you'll need to set your income. Now you'll need to list all of your incomes here. So let's go here and add a category. This could be your freelancing. So if you do some freelancing, you could put that there. This could just be your salary. So let's say salary. And there we go. Now let's say for your salary, you make maybe 10K, and for your freelancing, you make about 2,000. So let's go here. And you want to view those transactions. Or you could simply go to your budget here and main account. Remember, this is on the budget, not off budget, so main account. Add new. And let's say you got paid on the 1st. Your category would then be your salary. And what was it, 10,000? This would be in deposit, not payment. Payment is what you lose, deposit is what you get. So 10,000. All right. So now we have our salary there. Now let's say we also have our freelancing in that we did. So this could be freelance job web dev for XXX. So this could be like some sort of company. And your category here would just be like your freelancing. And let's say they paid you 500. And let's say you got another one, and this will be freelance for YYY. And this could also be freelance. And in here we say you got 1.5. Again, not payment, that should be deposit. My bad. There we go. Add that. Now you'll notice if we go to budget, we'll see we have 2,000 Rand to budget. In this case, because 10K came in and then another 2K giving us 12,000. Our total budgeted is 10,000 Rand, almost 10,000 Rand. Now our goal is to get this budget here to 0. So we still have 2,000 Rand we can spend. Now you could follow the 50, 30, 20 rule here and start seeing, okay, so this is what we spent. Let's try and break this up into our savings and our wants and things like that. But let's say you want to move something into your savings account. So then you go to your main account here, you say add new, and let's say your payee is you're transferring to your savings account. And you also need to specify the category here. So let's go to budget and just go, oh, there's a savings right there. Okay. So let's say for savings, we are budgeting at least 1,500 Rand that we want to put away. So here by our main account, let's create a new transaction. We say we're transferring to our savings account. So this is to our off budget account. And here we just say savings. And let's make a payment of 1,500. Do that. Now you'll notice our savings increased. And if we go to our budget here, you'll notice that we have a negative 1,500 here. That's because we made the transaction. Here we could go, okay, let's make a transaction for this. You'll notice there's nothing else here because I clicked on the number here itself, which takes me to the transactions page. We add a new one. And let's say here we created, on the main budget, we created for electricity. And let's say this month we actually overspent, so we went 1,200 Rand. We go to our budget, you'll notice this is actually negative 200 now because we didn't budget for this extra 200 Rand. So it's telling you, hey, you just lost 200 in this transaction. And this here should always be 0. So here you'll see 0. You need to try and get this to 0. There shouldn't be a plus number, it shouldn't be a negative number. This should always try and be resolved to 0. Benefit is if it's a plus number, you actually have a little bit of money you saved. Then again here, let's say you want to do for rent. So let's go here. My bad. Add new. Category, rent. Let's say payment was 5,000. And of course you could make multiple payments. For example, here with our food, let's say you purchased food initially, but then throughout the month you purchased more food. In which case you would go, let's say 2,000 Rand that you actually spent on buying your groceries. And then later the month, so let's say maybe on the 20th. So here I actually chose a day that's not happened yet. So you should always try and keep it on the day you have done it or on a past day. You shouldn't try and say ahead of time. But it is optional if you want to do it. Then here you go, okay, I want to spend on food. Then you put another 500 down. So you've made 2 transactions on different dates. When you go to your budget, it will note both of those transactions have been done. So you've spent 2,500 Rand. You still have 500 left that you could spend on this category. And this is how the budget works. And then on the next month, you'll see, oh, here we still have 450 Rand to budget. However, if you click on these 3 dots here, you can say copy last month's budget. Now suddenly you'll notice, oh wow, it's actually over budget. what are we to do? Now don't worry about that, because it's only because you haven't gotten your salary yet. So once you input your salary here, this over budgeted won't really be that big. So in most cases, when you show free here, you should see something like 0, 0, then maybe still some you have to budget, and then you're over budgeted. But that's not an issue. It should pretty much fix itself. Then of course you have your off budget account, so you could still use money from here. So if I go, okay, today I actually went drinking or something like that. This is an off budget, so you can't really specify a category here. It's just going to go, okay, this is out of your savings account, you lost the money. Then here, let's say you spent 200 Rand on drinking. Now you actually lost 200 here, but this will not be counted towards your budget, so you could save up as much money as you want, and it won't be counted towards this right here. The reason why you don't want it to be counted towards here is because, again, you don't want your to budget to actually be above this. You want your to budget to be 0. Because then you know exactly where all of your money is going. So having this be 0 is exactly what you want. Then here at reports, you can see, oh wow, I spent not as much as I got. That's good. And you can see there, you can also put schedules down. So here, you can add a new schedule. So let's say salary paid. So let's say you get paid into your main account right here. Or actually, this would be a different payee, but anyways, and let's say you get paid your 10,000 Rand each month, and then you can say each month on the 1st, and then also indefinitely. And like this, you can always schedule a income. You can also make it automatically add that transaction for you. So now if we say add, there's a schedule. Currently, the schedule won't really show up, but once that date arrives, that schedule will be triggered, and it will say, hey, you got paid. Then, of course, here you have your payees, so this could be different things. You could maybe put your work here and whatnot. You have your rules, so you could set rules. This is pretty much a less nice version of the schedules at the moment, but you could pretty much add specific rules that you want to have happen. So maybe if you get money into your main account, then maybe send it to your savings account or a portion of it. Things like that. You have your tags, and you have some settings that you could set up. And yeah, that's the basics. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all will now start thinking about using something like Actual to track your expenses and your income, to know exactly where your money is going and to start budgeting. And I'll see you all again in the next video.